Still can't believe it.
You'll never know unless you ring the doorbell.
I guess I better get the car out of the alley. Coming? Look, what if it's true? What do I say to her after all this time?
Well, if it's true, you won't have to think what to say. And if it's not true, well, you'll handle that too. Besides, I think I better stick with the ship. The local sharks look a little hungry. I've seen characters like those strip a car in 3 minutes flat.
Maybe I better not go in until we find out what they want.
Well, they don't know what they want just yet. They'll probably kill some time and take a look at the cool crate. Pick a fight, maybe. That depends on what kind of action they're getting on the block and whether they think I'm a pushover or not. In any case, those guys don't think fast, not in broad daylight, and not without a council meeting, so take your time.
Excuse me, I must have the wrong address.
The correct address. You're Mr. Stiles. Let her reach you, thank God.
Look, a woman inside. How do I know she's my Aunt Kitty?
Well, why don't you just come in?
Are you the man she married?
I'm a doctor. When she wrote, she said it was urgent, but she neglected to say how urgent. She's dying.
I've been lying here, trying not to die until you came. That clock. You remember that, don't you, Todd? It was your father's. He used to stand in the reception hall. Remember? Next to the marble vase with ferns in it, under the skylight.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you were still alive.
In the bureau. Over there. The top drawer. The picture. I was never much of a a beauty, but I was young. Your father took it.
Our first summer at Montauk.
Your first. My last.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. 19. Life is something in three-quarter time. You're never wrong. I went away with a man. I couldn't write. You're the only person in the whole world who can do this for me, and you must promise me before I die. Promise me, Todd. You must.
Do what?
Find Carol for me. Find her. Bring her back to me.
Doctor!
Todd. You're the only one who can do this for me. Promise me.
I'll try, Aunt Kitty. Who's Carol?
To rest for at least 3 hours. And another sedative to dull the pain. You prefer another doctor?
I ask you a question. Who's Carol?
I think I'm a good doctor. I ask myself, am I interested in health or in fighting disease? Is it the person I care about or the contest? And I say to you, with me, it's the person. Carol is our daughter.
Why me? After 20 years, why did she ask me to find a daughter I didn't even know she had? Why not the police or the Bureau of Missing Persons or a neighbor? Anybody? Why me?
This is the most personal thing in her life. The only thing she's got left. She only stayed alive waiting for you and what she's asked you to do.
Do you know where I can find her?
There's a man named Briggs on Rowan Avenue. Carol was interested in him. Try and be back by tomorrow night. I can't promise to keep your aunt alive beyond that. No matter how hard she tries to wait for you.
Better look out for those turns.
You live around here? Do you know a girl named Carol Chamberlain?
Do we know her? Manuel, doesn't he bother you? I mean, he sits in your car. Doesn't he bother you?
Doesn't bother me. I'm a man that doesn't bother easy.
Well, maybe you don't know much. Now, a pig. Nothing bothers a pig, because he don't know much. But a man, he gets bothered.
Not me.
And, now what do you say?
I'm bothered.
You know, I think you're too pretty. Maybe you need a scar like Cazador, huh?
You Cazador?
Every man should have a scar.
Well, I got one that makes that look like nothing. Police bullet. You like that, hmm? All right, you tell those two slobs to take those jackets off. Go on, tell them. Todd, there's some gas in the trunk. Get it. All right, throw those jackets over there. Go on, move. Get up. Come on, get up. All right, soak them and burn them, Todd. Down the street. Move out! Ah! Start the car. The next time you pull a knife on somebody, remember,
What's the most ice cream you ever ate?
I don't know, pint?
When I was 6, Aunt Kitty treated me to all I could eat. 1 quart and 1 pint. Neapolitan. And she held my head while I got sick.
Is Davy Briggs home?
I'm Dave Briggs.
I'm looking for Carol Chamberlain.
Carol isn't here.
How do I know that? I'm Carol's cousin.
Come in. I haven't seen Carol for almost 6 months now.
Is this the way you spotted her?
I didn't have that then. Oh, believe me, I would have spotted her even in the middle of Cassiopeia or Cygnus. But the unromantic facts are she found me.
Okay, where is she?
I wish I knew. Lately, I've had the feeling that something is wrong with her. If I could get around better, I'd be out looking for her myself.
You said before, she found you? What does that mean? Well, he said that she picked him up.
A man like me. A hermit with a pair of useless legs. How could I attract any girl, much less someone like Carol? She came to visit me every day for 10 weeks. The most wonderful, happiest weeks of my life. I used to sit there at that window by the hour, just watch traffic, wait for the mailman or the boy from the market with my grocery order. Just sit there and wait for it to get dark. Carol used to catch the bus for Gardena, right down there on East City Place. One night she waved to me. I waved back. The next night, she came up the hill. I couldn't believe it. There was a knock on the door. I opened it. My name's Carol Chamberlain, she said. I've been admiring your view. You must have the loveliest view in Southern California. May I look, please? She looked. You should have seen her face. It was as though the lights on the gas tank on Boyle Heights were the moons of Saturn. Then she noticed my books, the books on trigonometry and astronomy and all the rest of them. You look at the stars, she asked. I try, I said. But with the naked eye, you can only see about 3,000 at any one time. Why don't you get a telescope, she asked. Well, on my disability allowance, you're lucky to pay the rent and eat meat twice a week, huh? She bought me this. I tried not to accept it, but Carol has a way of giving that makes you want to accept. You know, I've never seen anybody look more alive than when she sees happiness in another person's eyes. Before I knew Carol, I was imprisoned by myself, like someone locked in a room full of mirrors, each one reflecting only himself. Carol changed those mirrors into windows through which I could see the beauty and suffering of others. You're fortunate to have a girl like Carol for a cousin.
How come if you were so worried about her, you never called where she worked? In Gardena?
I can't afford a phone.
Well, you said there was a postman. Can you afford a stamp?
I did write, but there was never an answer.
Where?
Let me see. She used to mention a place called Potter's on Ventura.
This Potter's, what did she do there?
I don't know. She never said, and I never asked.
Thanks.
Table.
We're looking for someone. A girl named Carol.
It's a big, wide world.
Carol Chamberlain?
She doesn't work here.
But you recognize the name.
She left a couple of months ago.
Madeline, Betty, Janie, Maria, all just dying to have a nice drink with a couple of nice boys like you two. Just take your pick.
Didn't she say where she was going?
We got a real nice table for you right up there by the stage. Oh, you'll just love Betty and Maria.
Look, I don't want a table. Do you have any idea where I can find her?
Who are you guys?
I'm looking for Carol Chamberlain. She's a cousin of mine, okay?
Sure, cousin. So don't tell me. I can smell Vice Squad all over you guys. Well, let me tell you, this is Potter's, and at Potter's, all you get is a drink. Carol, we ain't got on the premises. So you're gonna stand there and block traffic, or you're gonna sit down?
Look, all my friend wants is a little inside information. Like, where's a certain girl that used to work here? Dig?
This is a very respectable club. We don't give out no addresses. So look, come on, make up your minds. Either come in, have a drink, or out.
Well, maybe you can think of a third alternative.
I don't understand that kind of fancy talk. Alice, what's he trying to say?
He wants to talk to you in the alley.
Oh. Fella, now you're talking my kind of language. Be right back. Oh, Alice, honey, don't steal nothing while I'm gone, huh? Come on.
Why? It doesn't make any sense.
Whether I take him or he takes me, maybe he'll soften and tell me where Carol is.
Hey, you coming?
Yeah!
How about you?
Well, I can take it or leave it, but this is his fight, not mine.
And his idea, too, Check.
What do you want, a written release?
Well, nowadays a man's got to be careful about assault and battery and guys who whistle for the cops.
Look, why don't you just tell us where we can find Carol Chamberlain, and that way nobody need get any lumps.
I ain't hit nobody since last Thursday. Man, I'm long overdue. This punk, I ain't even gonna work up a sweat. How about you coming in for a little action, huh?
Well, my money's still on him. Johnny do? Can't you see he's out cold?
Yeah. I don't know what's happening to me. All I feel is anger. Terrible kind of anger.
20 years caught up with you, huh, Todd? Don't you understand? You can't let that kind of stuff eat you up inside. You gotta learn to live with it. Come on, let's get your face cleaned up.
No, not until he tells me where Carol is.
3219 Ben Lomond Place, apartment 23. It's my place. Wait for me.
She just got out of a cab.
Hank sends his regards. Anytime you want a job at the club throwing people out, you got it. Coffee.
We sort of just made ourselves to home.
Well, that smells good. I'll have some. Well, when you find her, let me know, okay?
You mean you don't know where she is?
Where's anybody? Hey, I think I'll keep you around. You've got away with a coffee bean.
Then why did you give us your key and tell us to wait here?
You're her cousin. I don't know where she's got to, and I don't have that much closet space, so... You take these along with you. And when you see Carol, tell her I only wore the satin a couple of times, but I had it cleaned and it's as good as new. How about putting a head on this? You want to find her, why don't you ask her mother? She lives over on Alma.
She doesn't know either.
Well, beats me. One night she's at work, next night no show. And that was, well, like I told you, a couple of months ago. Not a word since. I got some more of her things. Whenever she worked late, she used to stay with me.
Did she leave a telephone book? Anything with some names and numbers in it?
Carol? Carol didn't have to call anybody. They'd call her.
Well, there must have been somebody special. I could talk to him. Maybe he could tell me.
Why are you so determined to find her? Somebody leave her some money or something?
That's a family situation.
Ah, well, rot's a ruck. My money's on Carol. She could be anywhere. Rio, Mexico City. I wouldn't put it past her. I sure hope so. She's got it coming. She deserves to find a live one. Always wasting her time on misfits and underdogs. Like she was sick or something, you know? I mean, two guys come into the place. And one's a real good-looking John, money written all over him. And the other's some kind of freak with a wild look in his eye and lint in his pockets. She goes for the freak every time. Maybe she finally got smart and latched onto a live one. Sure hope so. Hey, underneath the sink, there's a bottle, and it's not full of detergent. How about breaking it out, you and me, while your friend goes flying down to Rio to find my pal Carol? Hmm?
Can I take a rain check?
Not in dry season. And this has been a dry season.
Some of the guys with a wild look in their eye and the lint in their pocket. Name me a few.
You're not kidding, are you?
No, I'm not kidding.
Well, you think maybe something might have happened to her?
A girl is missing for 2 months. Nobody seems to know. What do you think?
I don't know what to think. Well, let's see. Men she knew. I mean, cared something about. There's, Jamie Thomas. He drives a cab.
Where?
Santa Monica. And, Billy Fielding. He works in a restaurant downtown, Pershing Square restaurant. And Carol was always talking about some young man in her neighborhood, Juan Domingo, some kind of artist. I know she was posing for him.
Posing?
Well, that's the kicker. Only her face.
You can stay if you want to.
I want to, but I won't. It's life.
You are Juan Domingo.
Yes.
We've been chasing all over the place looking for you.
My mother could have told you
Yeah, that you were at art school, but nobody knew where you were painting. Palos Verdes, Malibu, Pershing Square. I'm looking for Carol Chamberlain. Somebody told me you could help me find her.
Are you from the police?
No. I have nothing to hide, even if you are from the police. I've told them everything.
Still, they don't believe me. They think
They simply think I'm inventing it all out of revenge. What they did to my paintings. Who are you? Really?
Carol's cousin.
And I'm sorry. Truly sorry. You see? She has become the sum of everything I paint. Single point of beauty in all I see. No matter where I go, I do not need any other model or any other inspiration. Only Carol.
Look, Juan, I'm running out of time. Where is she?
Can you be her cousin and ask that? How can you not know?
Not know what?
No one will ever see Carol again. Except as I paint her. Except as I remind the world how beautiful she was. This is why I do not believe you are her cousin. Or else you would know. Carol is dead.
She can't be. Her mother asked me to find her.
Who are you? Why do you lie? I myself told Mrs. Chamberlain what happened. I, myself.
Get out of the way. She's under sedation. You can't go in there now. She won't be out of it for half an hour.
What kind of a woman is she? She sent us out looking for Carol, and all the time she knew she was dead.
You weren't looking for just a girl when she sent you out searching for Carol. You were looking for the truth. And I'm not so sure you found it. The facts, maybe, but not the truth.
We found the truth, all right. We got a half hour or so. How about it? We go get Cazador?
We go get Cazador.
A half hour, Doctor.
Cazador! Cazador! We're gonna wipe this yard up with you, Cazador. You're gonna dance for me the way you made Carol dance.
We'll see. We'll see who's gonna dance, okay?
Back to back. Keep circling.
I'm Carol Chamberlain's cousin. I want you to get the full picture. I want you to remember every bit of it. Juan Domingo told me the story about the paintings he worked on for 4 years. 26 paintings. He said they were beautiful. I don't know, I didn't see them, but Carol did. And she thought they were. How about that? Out of this stinking neighborhood, he created something beautiful.
We'll get this guy first. The one who likes to burn jackets. We'll fix him fine, huh? The other guy, the talker, we could save him for last.
About the paintings, Cazador. They meant a scholarship for Domingo and a ticket out of here, and you couldn't stand that, could you?
We wanted to have some fun. Went to Domingo's and get the pictures, so?
And he was painting Carol when you got there. Then you got your brainstorm, didn't you, Cazador?
Good idea, huh? Well, why shouldn't she dance for us? She danced for a club, why not for us?
She danced. She made a deal. You were supposed to lay off the paintings, but you rats don't know what it is to keep a deal, do you?
And you tore up all those pictures, didn't you? 4 years of hard work.
What about Carol? She thought you were human beings, not animals. What about her, Cazador?
Cops, they know it was an accident. She's crazy. She runs, she tries to pick up a knife, she falls. She's crazy.
Now you're gonna dance.
You're gonna dance for me.
All right, dance. Dance! 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 All right, dance!
Stiles! Stiles! Durant is calling for you. Hurry!
That was a cruel thing, Aunt Kitty. It was a cruel thing you asked me to do. You knew she was dead.
If I had told you yesterday, when you came, 20 years a stranger, what would you have known about my life? Or Carol's? Just words. What would they have told you? Now you know. You've seen, felt, in one day and one night, what all her days and nights were like. One long journey into despair and death because of me.
That isn't what I saw. I saw she made things shiny, the worst things. I saw she left behind good feelings and inspiration.
She deserves so much. So much more than I could give her. You ask why I sent for you. To confess.
Confess?
To say to you, the son of my brother, what I should have said to him years ago. I'm sorry I ran away. I'm sorry. I didn't listen to you. Oh, my brother. Darling, darling brother. I was too proud, too stubborn to admit I was wrong. So, I sank lower and lower, dragging Carol with me. Oh, all the time she could have been with you, Todd, in a decent environment. And you could have grown up together, helped each other. She could have been as fine a girl as you are a man.
Aunt Kitty, listen to me. If I live 100 years, I'll never be half the man to match the woman Carol was. She was special. You hear me, Aunt Kitty? She was something special. Besides, who am I to hear a confession? I'm not fit to hear anybody's confession.
You are the son of my brother, the man of the family. That's why I ask you, Todd. Share this misery with me. Take it from me. Make it part of your life. Only change it for the good. If you do, Carol and I will never leave you. We'll stay with you always.
This has been a Screen Gems film presentation from Columbia Pictures. Herbert B. Leonard, executive producer.